It begins with glass and fire. Bead making is among the most ancient of human arts. And in this Phoenix studio, just as to cave dwellers millennia ago, the meaning of beads and their power goes beyond the ornamental.
For me, beads are little pieces of art, and so to know that something that I made can be part of the recovery process for a child, getting involved is kind of a no-brainer.
It's an ancient art come to life in a new way.
What we do with Beads of Courage is really nothing different than what humans have been doing for over 100,000 years. We give beads in a very contemporary way as symbols of honor and accomplishment to children coping with cancer.
Jean Baruch is a pediatric oncology nurse and founder of a program she calls Beads of Courage. Back in 2004, Jean was treating kids with cancer at the Phoenix Children's Hospital.
I graduated from a top nursing school in Arizona, and I thought, you know, I have all the tools to meet the physical needs of these kids. I was very confident in my skills to address the physical treatment of their condition, but really what I struggled with were the emotional needs.
What was you noticing that the kids were not getting?
These kids were seeking something tangible. And as a nurse, a lot of times when you're working at the bedside, you give them stickers because you want to acknowledge their courage and what they go through. And for me, that wasn't enough because stickers are disposable.
It just so happens that Arizona is also home to the Bead Museum, the only museum in the world devoted exclusively to beads. After a visit, Jean had a plan. Design a nationwide program in which a series of handcrafted beads could be given to every child fighting cancer, a specific bead for every step of their medical journey.
White beads, chemotherapy, you'll see a lot of these beads on all of our kids' strands. Blue bead for clinic visit, every time they've had to miss school to receive treatment in the clinic. Yellow bead, every time they're away from their comforts of home. A red bead for every time their life is dependent on a blood transfusion. Brown bead is the bead most kids don't look forward to getting because it's given during hair loss, and the list goes on.
It's a cupcake bead. Okay, that's pretty sweet.
The main purpose? Help children tell the story of their illness, first to themselves and then to others.
I'm Leah Brinson. I'm 16 years old and I have leukemia.
My name is David Cotter. I'm 11 years old and I have leukemia.
My name is Hannah Layfield and I'm 11 years old and I have lymphoma something.
They are just a few of the patients Jean brought together recently at the Aflac Cancer Center in Atlanta to publicly acknowledge their bravery.
It's an honor to be here today to celebrate your courage. On an annual basis, there are over 10,000 children diagnosed with cancer. Right now, the Beads of Courage program is in over 70 children's hospitals throughout the United States, New Zealand, and Japan, and we support over 15,000 children with the program.
What kind of procedures do you have here?
I have lumbar punctures, spinal taps.
I've had 2 surgeries.
Bone marrow tests in my hip, and I get chemo.
They're kids. So how can kids explain to their family or their relatives or their close acquaintances, I have childhood cancer, look at all that I've gone through. Before Beads of Courage, really all they had was the physical manifestations. Now they can hold up their strand of beads and say, every bead on here honestly is something that I've experienced something painful or uncomfortable.
During 2 years of treatment, a child in the program averages 500 beads. Some have more than 1,000.
Do you have a favorite?
My favorite is the anchor, and it represents like friends and family and caregivers, and it also represents like hope during like stormy times, kind of.
Are you still struck, touched when you see a child walk in a room and you see so many beads and realize what they've been through?
Always, always. When we were in Atlanta, I saw a dad walking in with all the beads. I mean, he looked like King Tut.
That dad is Joe Wampler. His 6-year-old daughter, Olivia, is battling a cancerous brain tumor.
My daughter can't, they're too heavy for her to wear. she'd fall over. So I have to wear most of them for her, which puts me in a position to realize that she's been through a lot more than I could ever think about going through. Every time we've held her hand, every time she's cried, every time she's laughed, there's been a bead to go with it.
Perhaps the most moving stories for Jean Baruch are from families of children who lost their fight.
One mother in particular, she said, I have those beads hanging in a shadow box, and they hang outside my bedroom door, and I can see them when I'm lying in bed, and there are some days I don't want to get out of bed, but I look at those beads and I say, you know what? Your 7-year-old daughter went through all of that. You can get through today. So it's really powerful.
You ready?
Yep. She has a brain tumor like me.
At the Phoenix Children's Hospital, where the program began, 10-year-old Callie Rebholz is undergoing treatment for a brain tumor. Brittany is Callie's mom.
What kind of a difference have these made?
I definitely think it makes a difference in her being brave and tough and getting through different things as a kid. She's a really strong girl.
When your friends came the other day, did you show them your beads? What did you tell them about the beads?
I told them what they were for and how you get them. I got this one for losing my hair.
A child who can laugh about losing her hair says everything you need to know about the power of something so simple.
Are you ready for your surgery? Okay.
Beads of courage, like little purple hearts made of glass and fire and caring.
These beads seem like such a little thing.
They seem like it, but they're absolutely not.
No.
They're not. What are they?
They're more of like beads of life.